What's up guys, Brian here, aka Mr. Dubsworth, and today I wanted to talk about, or got some Borderlands gameplay. Just an FYI on this gameplay, I've recorded, it was like 40 minutes, and I've cut this video into 4 parts, and I didn't even realize this at the time, but it is just one really long mission in the game. So I think it's the Firehawk mission towards the beginning of the game, so if you're interested in watching the Borderlands videos, what happens for this, if you just watch the gameplay and meet me, the next 3 videos will be what concludes this one. But regardless, today what I wanted to talk about was the notion of kids getting bullied in school and bullying and just being mistreated and feeling ostracized through your schooling life. So I kind of had a story that I wanted to tell of when I was younger, when I was in grade 4. So for those who are not familiar with our schooling systems in North America, grade 4 you're about 10 years old, so I'm not sure what that equates to in the UK and stuff like that, or other parts of the world. But I moved from one city to another. It's not really too far in the lower mainland, so I live in like the greater Vancouver area, so we probably moved about 25 kilometers away from where we did live. But I mean, obviously we had to switch schools and stuff like that, so it was kind of a big moment for my life, and especially in grade 4 when you're kind of, this is when you start getting graded and everything like that, and school starts to be a little bit more serious than the lower grades, I guess. So it was kind of a big move for me. As far as friends went, I didn't really have a ton of friends in Richmond where I used to live, so I wasn't super sad about leaving, or I don't remember being super sad about leaving. I guess there was a few friends, but regardless, when we did wind up moving and going to when I started going to school, I quickly realized that the old school that I went to was quite lagging in what they had been teaching us, and I felt really stupid because I felt like I was way behind in a lot of the schooling and everything like that. So it was really hard for me in that sense, but I wound up becoming friends with one kid, and he invited me over 2 or 3 times to his house, and we would hang out and just play hockey and stuff like that. But I guess on the second or third time, my mom reminded me of this, I guess he invited me over to stay for dinner, and I've always been a kid that, and even into my adult life, I have a nervous stomach, so I don't always like to just jump into dinners and go to places where I don't know what's going to be served, just because I don't want to have like a really upset stomach. So I think I just politely just kind of declined and said no thanks, and for some reason this kid kind of took offense to it, and then all of a sudden he stopped being my friend and then started being my tormentor. So throughout grade 4, so we moved in April, so it was towards the end of the school year. We go from September to June out here. So for the rest of the school year in grade 4, I kind of got picked on, and was, he made everybody know that, I was a new kid, and how kids are when there's a new kid and he's weird or something like that. They kind of tend to pick on him. And I remember my parents going and talking to the teacher, and the teacher being like, oh no, this kid's he's a perfect little angel and stuff like that, like normal teachers would say. So I didn't really enjoy much of grade 4, and then all of grade 5 was kind of really shitty for me as well. But I remember one day, I must have been going through something really rough, and my dad put a note in my lunch bag, and I mean, this is like 18 years ago, and I still have this note, and I keep it with me to this day. And it got me through like a really rough time, because your parents don't always like let you know that they support you. I mean, they always do, and it's something that doesn't really have to be said, but maybe should for some people. But this really helped me, and he basically just said, don't forget, we always have your back. We might not always be with you in person to protect you, but we always will have your back and are here to support you and help you in any way that we can. And that's always just kind of stuck with me through all these years, having a good family background. And I know not everybody comes from that kind of not everybody has like the best family or home life or anything like that, but it would be really hard for me to believe that somebody would be so cruel to their own flesh and blood to the point where they would just not have your back and stuff like that. Even in the worst kind of situations, to a point, I think everybody would support their own family. So I just wanted to say, like, don't forget that you always have kind of support, no matter what. Your parents may not show it all the time, and, everybody has different ways of showing love and support for others. So, you may not always get the love and the hugs and kisses and everything like that, but, communication is important. Maybe tell them that you feel like you need more or stuff like that, or, do something. But if you just let it get to you so much and just let you beat you down and get you into dark areas, you might not always see the light of day and be able to get through things. And I mean, that was one thing that was really important for me, because when I turned around and got into grade 6, I met 3 guys that wound up being, probably my best friends all throughout the rest of my, elementary and junior high school and high school years. We even wound up playing soccer together from the time we were in grade 6 till about grade 11. So I mean, these were guys that I got to go to school with. Then we got to go have practices twice a week during at night, and then we also got to play games on the weekends. So we were all really close. I mean, we hung out after soccer games and stuff like that, and that really made a difference in my life. But if I'd just been one of those kids who just let that torment beat me down for all those years, going through like a year and a half of just feeling like I had no friends and everything like that, I would definitely be a different person. So I really just want to stress the point of just, I know shit gets bad, and it can be even worse nowadays, with social media and people being assholes on like Facebook and Twitter and even in like a YouTube video. But another thing, people don't really realize is that when you're in high school, you think that's the epitome of life. Like, that's the most important thing that's ever going to happen to you is high school. And it's really not. High school is such a bullshit, institution as far as the way they make you feel, as far as friends and popularity and everything goes. Because once you get out of high school and you get into like college, or you just start working or stuff like that, you're going to realize very quickly that high school is just was such a waste of time, just trying to be something that you aren't, or trying to figure out where you fit in and everything like that. Because when you get out of high school, you realize very quickly you need to start doing different things, not what kind of musical taste, what kind of music you like, what kind of video games you play. If you like weird ass shit, that stuff doesn't matter once you get out of school, because you're going to have to wind up living a real life. So just always remember that, things can be really tough and people can be really childish and be assholes in high school. But once you get out, shit really changes, and it changes really quickly. So, if you're having a tough time, try to ignore it. Try to find, keep your eyes open and watch for people that will help you through those situations, and it will help you, because it did for me. So that's all I really wanted to say on it. Thanks for watching the video. As always, like the video if you liked it, and leave a comment if you have something to say, and I'll catch you on the next video. Alright guys, peace.